Let's move into some news that's probably, it's definitely sad whenever we lose someone as part of the family, the coaching tree, the group of leaders amongst all of our athletic programs. Today, or not today, this actually earlier this week, it was announced at the conclusion of their SEC tournament competition, the women's basketball team, that Coach Johnnie Harris was let go as Auburn women's basketball coach after only 4 years. Am I right on that? 4 years?
Right.
Yeah, 4 years. So this is something that's been, I think, this week, I don't want to say hotly debated, but there's been some discussion around that because I think you can find yourself on sides of the fence. Was this too early? Was this warranted? All those kind of things. I've been someone, frankly, that's been very happy with Coach Johnnie Harris and I've talked about trajectories a lot, and up until this season, the trajectory has been quite nice. The kind of things that they had started to do as a program, put together, recruiting, all that stuff. But for whatever reason, the decision has been made to move on from Coach Johnnie Harris to someone else in the future. So I guess your thoughts and reactions to what happened this week.
Yeah, I think like many, I was initially surprised. I'm surprised to see that happen right after the day after the Florida loss in the SEC tournament. Like you said, this was not a season many were happy about. It definitely didn't look like this was the type of season that you have in year 4 when there's been progress shown. I think there's a lot of factors for that. Insurance. What in the world did that come from?
I don't know what you're doing.
I was going to say recruiting. I guess that could be insurance too. But recruiting has certainly been doing well with Coach Harris. It was leading into this year. It has been already throughout this season. So, you'd hope to see the results of that. I think injuries also played a role in the year not being as great as one would hope. Certainly with Talia Scott being injured for majority of your year, as a player at Arkansas who was getting 20 points a game, you'd hoped on that kind of production here as well. So, at the end of the day, we know how important relationships are in this business, and I think John Cohen did not hire Johnnie Harris, albeit they have had plenty of interactions and relationships in the past at Mississippi State and in the coaching world profession. But I think that this is probably one of those things where John Cohen has been at a place where Mississippi State before has had very successful women's basketball. And he feels like he has the time and opportunity here to make a change and maybe get that program a little bit higher. I certainly think that, with Coach Harris, when she came in, the program was at a lower point than she's leaving it. Yes. I certainly believe that's the case. And I think she has done a great job during her tenure here. Should she have gotten one more year? That's certainly something up for debate. But the reality is she won't. And so we'll have to see where this goes.
Yeah. And, my rule of thumb, I've discussed this a lot, no matter the sport we're talking about, outside of extenuating circumstances, I think coaches should be given a minimum of 4 years. And so this does qualify for that. If you had asked me, I probably would have kept her around for another year, but that's just me. And I don't know all the details. And I think people forget that sometimes in the heat of moment about decisions about this. Here's what I do know. I really appreciated the way that she led the program. I love the way that she carried herself. I was always proud to have her representing the orange and blue. And certainly, I like what you said, whether this is the right decision or the thing that needed to happen. She left the program in a better position than it was when she took it over. And that's not even a knock at Coach Flo before, because I loved Coach Flo, but it was not in a good position. But either way, she left her impact, accomplished some great things. We'll just have to see who the next person is that wants to accomplish those great things. And I'm sure you and I will be discussing that probably not in the far too distant future if we're if we're taking guesses.